Hello, everybody, and welcome to an overview of some generative AI tools. Today, we are just going to look at the non-chat GPT world, and that starts for me with a program called Futurepedia. So I'm just going to spend a couple of minutes going over how Futurepedia works and how you can use it to find some really interesting AI platforms for whatever it is that you need. So let's start up here. You go to futurepedia.io. That is the actual website, the actual URL. Once you're there, you can log in and connect your Google account if you want. I have created an email address just for all of the AI tools that I've been using and testing out. This is the one I will say that I've connected my Google account to. One, because it was the first one that I used, the first AI platform that I've used for about 2 years now. But then also, it's interesting because Futurepedia doesn't send much in the way of emails, communications. They don't really do much with your data. However, whenever you are creating a login or you're going to share any sort of information with these AI platforms, be sure to look at the terms of use. Be sure to look at the privacy policy to make sure that they are legit. I'm not going to go over like how to check that if you're not familiar with them. Um, but I'll just say this: if there's a website that has a login but doesn't have terms of use or a privacy policy, then you probably want to avoid it. Like, get out of there. So, anyways, back to Futurepedia. You can log in. You don't have to. It's all free. But what you do is you just go to the search bar. You search what you're looking for. You can either search by the name of the platform, which most people don't, or you can search by the function or the area. So let's start with search engine optimization. Lots of good tools that exist there. And the thing that I like is there are lots of options here. They sort them. There's trending ones that a lot of people have used recently. There's their most popular ones that usually are different, but these are more like ones that have been used a lot over the past couple of years. And then there's the new ones, the latest ones. If you click new, this is kind of like a grab bag. You don't know if it's going to be the greatest tool you've ever seen or the worst tool you've ever seen. Um, I like to start with trending. Now, most of these things are not totally free. I would say 90% of the tools that you're going to come across are not going to be just free. ChatGPT is one of the few that you can get a lot of functionality for free. However, there is the premium tool that I like. I use the premium version of ChatGPT, and I love it. It's worth the money for me. But I understand too that most people are not going to do that. So, let's take a look at some of these tools. One, um, I will usually start with just free, you go category filters, and it will start here. Um, you can look at the features. If it, there's a, I'll be honest with you. There are oddly a lot of platforms that are on Futurepedia because Futurepedia is a pretty popular site. But a lot of companies have started putting their platforms on there when they're not even live. They just are taking wait lists and they're building up their database of people so that they can have more more marketing materials for when they do go live. So you wouldn't want to click waitlist. Honestly, you don't really need to click any of the features. If you want to avoid anything with a sign up, maybe you could go no sign up required, which I do like. But that's going to cut down a little bit on what you can use. Um, as far as the other filters, verified, that just means that Futurepedia has verified that this is a legitimate platform. Um, any company can submit their own tools to this platform, which is good and bad. The side is that there's a ton of tools, a lot of stuff that you've probably never heard of. The bad side is that there's also some, you know, unsavory characters that exist out here. So if you wanted to click that too, you could do that as well. I've got free, no sign up required, and verified as my filters, and these are just under trending. And you see there's still a lot of these things. Now, before we go any further, Remember too, when a company submits their platform to Futurepedia, they are selecting the topics and the categories and the search terms. So a lot of these results are not going to be exactly what you're looking for. Just, be quick. Just to be honest with you. Now, I've used some things for SEO in the past. None of these are SEO tools. So a lot of them are just reading things, like they'll read and summarize content for you, which is good, but that's not what I'm looking here looking for. So if I just get rid of all of these tools, I will say not everything good is verified. Like there's a lot of really powerful, like well-known platforms in generative AI that are not verified on here for one reason or another. So don't think that that's like a necessity. Let's just say I unclick all of them and we start here. Okay, now we have some ones that I'm familiar with. If you want to click one, so if you click the name, it'll take you to the actual profile on Futurepedia. You take a look. It is cool. There's that tells you what the pricing model is. Is there a free version? Is there a paid version? What is it? An overview, features, pros and cons. Um, there's not, I believe the pros and cons are not submitted by the company. The company is this is, provided by not by other um, people. And it shows, who the audience is for the tool, what the pricing is, why the pricing, what makes it good, and what else you can do with it. And then there's also how Futurepedia rates it. I don't know exactly how, what the science behind this is. Um, but you have it. And then if you want to go to the website itself, you can click visit site and it'll take you to a totally different thing. Now, interesting enough, this is a completely different website than what we just looked at, but um, a lot of the times too, the titles that you see here on Futurepedia are not necessarily going to be the same because of how often they change. So SEO formulas, for example, this was verified a while ago. This screenshot from, who knows when, um, it, was posted when they first uploaded it. Now there's a different company here. It's just the most likely reason for that is that SEO formula changed its whole platform to be a little bit different. Anyways, um, that's how it works in a nutshell. Now, the other thing that you can consider is if you want to really get in, really want to dig in there, you can browse their tools. Now, I like to usually start under AI innovations, and these are the tools that come from the companies that you already know. So you scroll down here, you'll see what they're already like, what's happening. NVIDIA, Microsoft, Oracle, these are the companies that we all are familiar with, and we know, what they're working on. Um, this is often some of the wildest stuff that you'll see, but also the stuff that you'll see out in the news. Um, the interesting thing is that it doesn't all have, like, you can't look at all of this information all the time. It's more of like just a list of what's going on, but you can um take a look at, like, let's see what NVIDIA has. They have a profile here that's not working. Okay. There we go. And then you can see here, this is not a tool like we saw with the SEO one. This is looking more at all the different things that they're doing. And this is more of an information thing rather than a functionality. You're not just going to come here to get a link to the platforms that they have. This is more about seeing what they're doing, which is interesting because there's a lot here, a lot of things that you probably would have never expected to see, and it's probably more than you want to see, but it is an option. But for the most part, you can just look here at AI tools, look at all of the different topics that they have. And, if you go to website builders, for example, you can come here and see all the stuff that they have. They usually start with the with ones that you already know, like Wix, Shopify. They have their own AI platforms. Then you get more into one than other ones. For example, 10 Web is that's one that I've used several times. I'm very happy with. It's very nice, very easy, affordable, safe. Um, you can check that out and see just kind of how it exists. And you'll also see some programs that have been around for a while. Like I used 10 Web last year. I haven't used it in almost 12 months. The longer a platform is here on Futurepedia, the more stuff they're going to have, and it's more likely to have a video overview as well. Um, you have all of this here. It goes into more detail, and you can really kind of learn more about it overall. But yeah, I mean that's an overview of Futurepedia. I think it's pretty helpful. That's for those of you who don't use ChatGPT. I highly recommend it. I've probably visited this site 1,000 times by myself. They're not paying me here. I got no commission from it. But also one other thing you might want to consider if I don't have enough time, and this class is not an AI. This isn't an AI real. I guess it is kind of an AI channel, but the classes that I teach are not AI centric. So I would recommend going to Futurepedia's YouTube channel as well, where they have all sorts of good quick walkthroughs as well. But that's all for now. With questions, feel free to reach out. And if there's anything else that you specifically want to learn with these tools, I am happy to provide some overview. It's hard to tell these days. I don't know how much people know, don't know, have tried, tested, all of that stuff. So feel free to reach out with any requests that you might have.